Tiger His Many Adventures by Richard Barnum. Tamba is cross. Here, don't you do that again or I'll scratch you. I didn't do anything, Tamba. Yes, you did. You stuck your tail into my cage, and if you do it again, I'll step on it. Brrr. Tamba the tame tiger looked at between the iron bars of the big circus wagon cage where he lived and glared at Nero the lion who was next door to him. Their cages were close together in the circus tent, and Nero, pacing up and down in his, had accidentally let his long tufted tail slip between the bars of the cage where Tamba was. "Take your tail out of my cage," growled Tamba. "Oh, certainly, of course I will," said Nero, and though he could roar very loudly at times, he now spoke in a very gentle voice indeed. That is, for a lion. Of course, both Tamba and Nero were talking in animal language, just as your dog and cat talk to one another, by mewing and barking. "My goodness," rumbled Tum Tum, the jolly elephant of the circus, as he turned to speak to Chunky, the happy hippo, who was taking a bath in his tank of water near the camels. "My goodness, Tamba is very cross today. I wonder what the matter is with our tame tiger." "He isn't very tame just now," said Dido the dancing bear, who did funny tricks on top of the wooden platform strapped to Tum Tum's back. "I call him rather wild." "So he is, but don't let him hear you say it," whispered Tum Tum through his trunk. "It might make him all the crosser." "Here, what's that you're saying about me?" suddenly asked Tamba. He came over to the side of his cage nearest Tum Tum. "I heard you talking about me," went on the tame tiger, who was beautifully striped with yellow and black. "I heard you, and I don't like it." "Well then, you shouldn't be so cross," said Tum Tum. He was not at all afraid of Tamba, as some of the smaller circus animals, such as the monkeys and little Shetland ponies, were. "You spoke very unkindly to Nero just now," went on Tum Tum. "And really, if his tail did slip in between the bars of your cage, that didn't hurt anything, did it?" Tamba the tame tiger sort of hung his head. He was a bit ashamed of himself, as he had good reason to be. "We ought to be kind to one another, we circus animals," went on Tum Tum. "Here we are a good way from our jungle homes, most of us, and though we like it here in the circus, still, we can't help but think sometimes of how we used to run about as we please in the woods and the fields. So, we ought to be nice to each other here." "Yes, that's right," agreed Tamba. "I'm sorry I was cross to you, Nero. You can put your tail in my cage as much as you want." "I don't want to," growled the big lion. "My own cage is plenty good enough for me, thank you. I can switch my tail around in my own cage as much as I please." "Oh, don't talk that way," said Tum Tum. "Now that Tamba has said he is sorry, Nero, you ought to be nice too." "Yes," went on Tamba. "Come on, Nero. Put your tail in my cage. I won't scratch it or step on it. I'm sorry I was cross, but really, I'm so homesick for my jungle, and my foot hurts me so that I don't know what I'm saying." "Your foot hurts you?" exclaimed the big lion in surprise. "Why, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Did someone shoot you in your paw as I was once shot in the jungle? I didn't hear any gun go off, except the make-believe ones the funny clown shoots." "No, I'm not shot in my foot," answered Tamba, "but I ran a big sliver from the bottom of my cage in it, and it hurts like anything. I can hardly step on it." "Poor Tamba, no wonder you're cross," said the lion in a purring sort of voice. "Your lions and tigers can purr just as your cat can, only much more loudly. How did you get the sliver in your paw?" Nero went on. "Oh, I was jumping about in my cage doing some of the new tricks my trainer is teaching me, and I jumped on the sharp piece